well, let's get going. Hi there. Good morning. We have a lively bunch today. Lots of energy. I guess it's this whole weekend of mixed energy from both sides of the veil, I guess, if you will.
It's the Astros. Woo!
That too. That too. I want to welcome everybody who's here today and everybody who is online with us. I always forget to say that. Welcome. And we're almost going. I already ran it once. My sergeant at arms, I love it. Well, welcome again, and we are delighted you're here today. It's just a wonderful crowd today. And I want to welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center in Georgetown. We are a positive path for spiritual living. We offer many tools for abundant and wonderful living. We offer a perspective that's very unique from most everyone, something that blends, well, now that we're talking about the subject, both worlds together, the spirit world and the material world. And that's what we're doing today. Today is a very special day because we're celebrating the Dia de los Muertos that we say in Spanish. And that's, of course, basically like All Souls Day. And if you don't know a whole lot about it, watch the movie Coco, the animated movie. It's a wonderful movie, by the way. And so as part of that, we have set up an altar in the back, and most of you have brought pictures, and we'll explain more about it. But basically, if you see the altar, it's two layers, two levels, two tiers, and one of them represents the earth, and the other one represents the spirit world. So it's kind of nice. So I wanted to mention that. I also want to send out prayers to Elizabeth. She's been struggling a little bit with some health issues. And to Donna Sue, want to keep her in our heart all the time and welcome her back whenever she's ready to come back. And do we have any first-time visitors today? Oh, wow, a whole bunch. If you'd like to stand up and introduce yourself, we would love it. No pressure. It's totally up to you. Wonderful. Yes. Where are y'all from? Oh, you live here, but I meant before that. It doesn't matter. It's okay. It's all right. Anyway, what else do I have to talk about today? One more. I'm sorry. That's right. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, Ray. I met Curly at the, I'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead.
And I'm Lisa, Debbie Keel's daughter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, I do have one more actually two more announcements. The first one is that on Wednesday mornings, we have a class that we call Let's Get Metaphysical. And we, let's get metaphysical, yeah. And we meet at the park across the street at 9:30 in the morning. We watch a couple of TED Talks about all kinds of different subjects. And we have some very wonderful discussions. And so you're welcome to come to that. If you'd like for me to put you on the list so I can send you the links to the videos for this week, I can do that. Talk to me afterwards and we can do that. The other thing is I wanted to get a show of hands. Who's interested in going to Carol's this afternoon, just to give her a heads up? Okay. That way you can know. Anyway, so that's basically all I've got. Now, we're going to do a little bit of drumming. I've got like 3 extra things here. Who would like to beat on something or shake something? before I do that, we like to start. With laughter is the best medicine. That way you get to release everything and just come in here. And this is something I got from Therese, I believe. And it goes like this. Fred and Harry, two retired baseball players, were reminiscing about the good old days and how much they missed the game. Harry turns to Fred and says, "You know, I wonder if there's baseball in heaven." And Fred answers, "I don't know. Why don't we make a pact? The first one to go comes back and tells the other one what's going on." Sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. So they shake hands on it, and about a month later, Harry passes away. So Fred is sitting around one afternoon, missing his buddy, when all of a sudden, poof, Harry appears right in front of him. Harry's very happy to see his friend, but his curiosity about baseball is driving him nuts. He says, "What did you find out about baseball in heaven?" And he says, "Well, I've got some good news and some bad news." "Well, give me the good news first." "There's definitely baseball in heaven. And turns out it's God's favorite sport." I say, "Well, that's wonderful. What kind of bad news could there possibly be?" He says, "You're the starting pitcher on Saturday." Please rise and for the opening song. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
And now is the time in our service when we light the candles that represent the law of divine order. Kind of glad we don't have real candles because I'd be a little worried about roasting the turkey a month early. So. So the law of divine order is the source of all that is. God is everywhere present, in everything and everyone. And when we align our minds and our feelings and emotions with divine mind, we're inspired with divine ideas, and we express those ideas in our thoughts, words, and actions. So we become co-creators with God. And now we have more music.
Bring out your shakers again.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
And now please join me in our prayer of intention. Living Spirit opens our minds, opens our hearts, touches us all deeply with love, and sends us out as agents, agents of love, agents of peace, agents of justice. Amen. And now we don't have our children here today, so there's no Sunday school, but we send them love and blessings wherever they are. And now please join in affirming our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And now our vision and mission statements. Centered in God, we co-create a world of love, peace, and abundance. We are a thriving spiritual community, inspiring and empowering individual and global transformation as exemplified in the life and teachings of Jesus.
Good morning. The daily word for today is protection. Once in a while, I enjoy doing things that frighten me. Sharing ghost stories around a campfire, watching a spooky movie, even savoring the uneasy feeling just before thundering down the first hill of a roller coaster. All these things can feel scary, even though I know I'm not in real danger. If I begin to feel unsafe in any situation, I remember that right where I am, God is. Breathing out, I release tension. My body relaxes. Fearful thoughts begin to dissolve. Breathing in, I think more clearly. Slowly, I regain renewed strength and peace of mind. My confidence returns as I remember that nothing in this world can prevail against the strength, wisdom, and the love of God. And from Psalm 23:4, even though I walk in the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod, your staff, they comfort me. Today's affirmation is God is here, I am safe. Please repeat this twice with me. God is here, I am safe. God is here, I am safe.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love.
Now we relax, breathe, and join together with one heart in prayer. And on this day, when we are commemorating Dia de los Muertos, we hold all who are grieving the loss of a loved one in prayer. And we also hold all the friends and families of those who died in the tragic event in Seoul, Korea this past weekend in our hearts today. We see them lifted up, comforted, and strengthened by God's never-failing love, and supported by their friends, their family, and their community. And we also remember the dear ones who've been a blessing in our own lives and who've now made their transition from this world. We bring their beloved faces to mind, and we thank them for the love they shared with us and for all the ways they enriched our lives. With deep gratitude, we bless them on their journey, and we know they have gone into the light, and they are the light. We feel their presence with us always, and we carry them always in our hearts. And now we bring into our circle of love and remembrance anyone that you may be praying with today or any situation that you're holding in prayer. And I invite you now to either speak it aloud or simply hold it silently in your heart. Now we close our time of prayer by singing together an ancient prayer handed down through the ages that affirms the presence of God. The kingdom of God is here at hand, here and now, the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
I noticed there's quite a few new people here today, so I just want to introduce myself. To those of you who don't know me, I'm Therese Finn. I'm one of our prayer chaplains here at Unity of Georgetown. And at this time in our service, we usually like to consider a spiritual practice, something that we can take out into our lives to use in our families, our communities, with our friends, because our spiritual journey does not end when we leave this place on Sunday. And so today, our spiritual practice is from a wonderful little book by neuropsychologist and Zen Buddhist Dr. Rick Hansen. The book's called Just One Thing, and it's a collection of little bite-sized daily practices that we can use to help us live with more peace and joy in our lives. He calls this practice Take in the Good. And he says our brains evolved to be like Velcro for negative experiences and like Teflon for positive experiences. So the bad memories have a tendency to stick and the good ones just slip through. And the reason for that is because it was more important for our ancestors' survival to remember when they escaped from a saber-toothed tiger than it was a time when something pleasant but not particularly life-threatening happened to them. So the good news is that we can retrain our brains by leaning toward the good in our lives and allowing it to seep deeper into our consciousness. And we do this by noticing the good things, then allowing ourselves to really deeply experience them. So when someone says or does something kind, when we finish a difficult task and do it well, or when we see something beautiful in nature, all good things that happen every day, don't allow it just to slip by unnoticed. Instead, pause and really let it sink in. Try to actually really feel the happiness in your body, not simply think about it. And notice what you feel, maybe a warm glow or a sense of lightness, a smile coming to your face. And then if you can, try to stay there for about 15 to 30 seconds. Dr. Hansen calls this marinating in the experience. And he suggests we do this about half a dozen times every day if we can. Because when we focus both our thoughts and emotions on something good, more neurons in our brains fire and wire together. And over time, with repeated practice, these small changes create new neural pathways that help counteract our brain's negative bias. And that helps us become more resilient, confident, and happy. So now, as we relax, take some deep breaths and prepare for meditation. You may want to allow yourself to just rest in the good experience of being here in this sacred place, surrounded by your spiritual companions, loved and accepted. Just notice how that feels, and then let's marinate in this good as we go into the silence together. And you'll know to come back to this time and place when Dan begins to sing.
and the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of heaven, and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And peace spread over the land.
Thank you, Dan. So now comes the time when I usually do a lesson. But today, I'm going to have a guest speaker, my daughter, and I got to tell you the story about my daughter. Because my wife is always introduce people. My daughter is a music therapist, and and my wife says, "It's our daughter." Oh, yeah, that's right. and then the funny part is that she's going to do a video, and you'll hear it in a minute. When she starts, she said, "Hi, my name is Marisa de Leon, and I'm Tommy's daughter." My wife immediately got on the text. "What are you talking about?" Anyway, so I'm going to have my daughter, because she knows a lot more about this. She's a PhD student right now in music therapy, and she's really into this indigenous, native, all the legends, all the stuff that goes on, and the music, and all the stories and everything that goes with it. So she knows a little bit more about this Dia de los Muertos than I do. And so I asked her to do a small little video, because she's actually in Philadelphia right now in the PhD program. She'll be back tonight. She has to go up there every couple of months to do stuff. Anyway, so I'd like to introduce my daughter, our daughter, in a video. Afterwards, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Good morning, everyone. It is such an honor to be speaking with you today about a tradition that has just become so close to my heart over the last couple of years. For those of you that don't know, my name is Marisa, and I am Tommy's daughter. I live in the Rio Grande Valley, and I have a practice for music therapy. Working in this area, going back home, after a long time, really has just given me such a beautiful opportunity, and has really just shaped my worldview lately, especially in terms of these practices, these holidays. And it's just, like I said, really given me the opportunity to really dive into some of these practices and discover so much meaning and so much beauty in them. So today, I'm going to share with you a little bit about Day of the Dead and some of the lessons that it brings us. Dia de los Muertos is a time for family, a time for ancestral connection. It's a beautiful and very, very vibrant celebration of the lives of our loved ones. And I'd like to think that it's a moment also to pause and reconnect. Dia de los Muertos is a holiday rooted in Mesoamerican, European, Spanish culture, where families welcome back the souls of their loved ones who have passed away. It is typically celebrated between October 31st and November 2nd, and there's a little bit of variation in the regions, and with the tradition overall. But it can be traced back for about 3,000 years, and is very closely connected with pre-Columbian, Mesoamerican, Aztec rituals and ceremonies. During these days, we believe that the veil between both worlds, so the world of the living and the world of the dead, are the thinnest. So thin, actually, that they are able to come and visit us and spend time amongst us. One of the biggest rituals surrounding the Dia de los Muertos is the ofrenda, or the altar. And I'd like to share a little bit about the altar as well, because you might see these. It sounds like you all are having your own altar. So these are kind of some of those things to look out for. So first, you'll see photos. Photos are kind of the main artifact that you'll see on the ofrenda. Pictures of our loved ones who have passed are typically placed on the ofrenda as a way to honor them and to celebrate their lives. You'll also see maybe pan de muerto, which is a circular traditional sweetbread, and it has kind of like bone-like dough at the top that represents the bones, but also represents the circle of life, along with other foods, favorite foods, especially of our loved ones, that are placed on the altar as both an offering for their long journey and also a way to guide them back and welcome them. Yellow and orange marigold flowers are typically put around the altar to create a path and to also guide the spirits back to us, to the ofrenda. Candles are also placed around or on the ofrenda itself, also as a way to guide the spirits and light their path, light their way for their return. Papel picado, or paper banners, you'll see, are also placed to signify the element, the wind element, and also to represent the fragility of life. It's kind of a reminder of how fragile life can be. Copal incense is usually burned or placed on the altar, around the altar, as a way to cleanse the space or purify the area, and also as a way to kind of draw in the spirits, again, to guide them back. Items of significance are also a really beautiful thing. So sometimes you'll see important items of family members placed on the altar. I've seen maybe like somebody's watch, a football, different little things like that, a ring. And typically those are placed on the altar as a way to honor their memory, as a way to welcome them with their favorite things. And also it kind of serves for us too as something that can kind of evoke our memories and help us along our journey as well, as we celebrate them and remember them. And you'll also see like water and salt, which are just known as essential life elements. So Dia de los Muertos is just such a beautiful time and such a beautiful tradition. And there are so many lessons that it brings, but I'd like to think that there are two main ones. So the first lesson that it brings us is our perspective on dying. To the Nawa people of Mesoamerica, death is a very natural, ever-present, and actually even beautiful part of life. It's recognized as something that is an inevitable part of our soul's journey. As difficult, though, as it can be for us here on earth, and as hard as these human experiences can be for us, we also believe that death does not separate us from our loved ones, and it just reminds us that we are always connected to them during and even after. The second lesson that about Dia de los Muertos is not about death, but about living. During the celebration, you will see a lot of skulls, a lot of skeletons, or catrinas, as we say. You might also see people painting their face with bones, or wearing, outfits of the catrinas to really embody the spirit and the essence of the catrinas. Skulls can also be placed on or around the altar. And even though this symbolizes the inevitability of death itself, it also serves as a reminder for us to focus on living, to experience the world around us while we can. And it's a reminder not to take anything for granted while we're here. So today I'd also invite you to celebrate your loved ones. And to kind of get us started with that, I'd like to finish today with a little meditation, a moment of reflection. So we'll start with a deep breath. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and maybe even open our hearts today. We'll take another deep breath. Along with our life's journey, we have learned so much. Each of our families in themselves have written their own stories and have had their own experiences and journeys. And the people in our lives today have shaped a lot of who we are today. As we prepare to spend time in the ofrenda, see if we can just embody the spirit of our loved ones. Picture their faces if you can. Maybe it's parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, husbands, wives, friends. As we remember them, as we share their memories, as we are reminded of their place in our life, we also want to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for being a part of our lives. Thank you for your lessons, for your memories, for your love. Thank you for what you have shown us, what you have taught us. Thank you for guiding us along the way and for being with us today and forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisa. That's a little bit about the Dia de los Muertos. And I want to say a special thank you to my wife, Rosemary, and to Kathy, who set up the ofrenda in the back. And they really went out of their way. And there's a lot of all the little knickknacks that she talked about, even the bread, everything, are all represented there. And so now she forgot to explain, Marisa did, about. So my wife's going to explain to you how we're going to make a little marigold, and then everybody who wants to can just walk back there and put it on the altar as an offering. And so I'll turn it over to her. As we pass them out.
Since Tommy's daughter forgot to tell you about this, my daughter would have remembered, yeah. This is what, and we're passing them out, so take one and pass it on. And just, you grab, this is how they end up, okay? So you just spread it out like this, and then start to separate the layers of the tissue. Just separate them out like this, and there's like 5 or 6 layers to each side, and just spread them out like this, and then just arrange it. And it'll end up like this. Trust me, it'll look like this. So as you're done, you can come to the back and just honor your loved one and show some love and respect and just lay it on the altar somewhere, okay?
While you do that, I'll read you something from the Daily Word, which is on Tuesday, November the 2nd. It's called about remembrance. And it says, I am one with those who came before me. Today I remember those I love who are no longer with me in physical form. Pleasant memories warm my heart as I recall precious moments with those who have passed. I feel their presence surrounding me with love. I keep my heart soft and open, allowing a range of feelings from sadness to joy to envelop me as I remember. I welcome the memories of those who have gone before me. The love I shared in my relationships remains, even though form has changed. My ancestors live on through me, as do all the people I have loved. I carry within myself their wisdom, strength, and energy. An invisible cord connects us like a precious keepsake, passed down from generation to generation. The gift of remembrance blesses me with sweet and tender memories. Remembrance. Yeah, it's an interesting little sound. So when you're ready, just walk on back there and observe the altar and just place the little flower out on there, like marigold. go.
when you're through at the ofrenda, when you're finished at the ofrenda, if you could please come back and take your seats. We have some special music for you this morning. Of course, I'm talking to those guys back there. Yeah. When you're finished at the ofrenda, would you please join us back in this main hall? We have some special music for you before we close our service. Thank you.
Me too. Which one? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. That was just different. It's nice to do something different now and then, so that represents something different. So I was going to have Dan sing a song from Coco, I guess the title song or whatever, while you all were doing that. But I said, no, I'll wait till you all come back to your chairs so you can appreciate the song a little bit more. So Dan is going to do a song called Remember Me.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that I am with you the only way I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, till you're in my arms again. Remember me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. By the way, we have a little concert coming up pretty soon, right? Where Dan, after November what? Next week? Oh, I'm glad I brought it up then. So after service, we stick around, we bring snacks, whatever. And yeah, and Dan's gonna do a little concert for it afterwards. So it's about an hour or so. So that's next week. I'm glad I remembered. Also, I want to remind you that Therese is our prayer chaplain for today. If you need her services in any way, she would be pleased to help you out in any way we can. So now comes the time in our service where we offer our love offerings, our tithes and our gifts to our spiritual community. So together we take our tithes in our hands and we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God.
Everything I see, everything I do is blessed by your hand, God. I give it back to you. Everything I give, every thought that's true is magnified in kind, God. I give it back to you.
Send your energy forth to the loves, to our tithes and our offerings. Together we say, we bless and dedicate these tithes and offerings as an expression of divine love and release them to manifest that love in our community and in our world. This is a time when we would normally bless the children, and we decided we always want to bless the children, whether we're having them, whether they're here or not. So let's do that together. For the children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Thank you once again for being here and sharing this day with us this morning and this energy that we create when we come together. Very, very happy that everybody was here. So let's stand up and finish with our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be our joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Have a blessed, blessed week, and see you guys on Wednesday. Don't forget to take your pictures back.